And welcome back to Multifamily Foundation. Today we're going to talk about how to manage the property manager. So many stories I hear from investors who are not happy with the property management company they're working with. But let's turn that around. Let's turn that scenario around and think about it from the other side. Let's think about it from the perspective of the property management company. Have you asked the right questions and given them the right guidance to understand exactly what the process is going to look like and exactly what your expectations should be? So where I find a lot of things go off track is that, hey, I got this property out of state, and then I hired a property management company, and I'm just not really happy with them. Okay. Well, what were the components that you had requested from them to be able to fulfill their duties? Did you ask if they were fluent in this type of property or this type of asset or this type of tenant base? If you are looking to buy a 100-unit apartment building, B or C class assets, and this group that you hired on to manage your property is only basically has only managed properties that are A class single family homes, well, then you may have a complete different expectation and be at the learning curve of them now coming up to capacity to be able to meet your needs. Also, if you haven't had to talk about how does construction take place, how does invoicing take place, how does rent take place, what are the fees that are allocated now against me? Whether is there a turning a unit fee? Is there a lease up fee? What's your typical pay rate based on profit on if you are doing any construction? Have you asked these questions, or are you just getting on a bill and reacting? So ultimately, it comes down to us taking a responsibility to make sure we outline what it is specifically that we're looking for in a property management company. And then beyond that, we're going to outline to them what we expect from them on the operations of the property. So let's put this into play here. If I'm looking for BC assets, 100-unit properties in X submarket of X secondary market, I'm going to look for a property management company that has 4,000 or 5,000 units within that market, that's got C, B class assets, large apartment buildings, that has the systems in place. And I want this because I don't want to be the guinea pig. I don't want to be the person or the investor that they're now trying to ramp up for or test in the processes. I want to be able to just be plugged into play with the exact system they have built in there that's already working for other investors. And I want to just be becoming just a spoke in the wheel so I can continue to grow and I don't have to worry about them trying to grow and catch up with me. Beyond that, I want to make sure, of course, they're fluent in BC assets. They're fluent to the tenant base. They're fluent to the collection process. They're fluent potentially to the eviction process. They're fluent to the nature of what works for these types of properties, from an income level, from what income opportunities there may exist for these properties. Whether, again, if there's an opportunity to build back tenants for utilities, or an opportunity for rent increases, or from this point, whether this is a tenant base that just likes to have one number on their bill and have all the other line items, whether it be cable or whether it be other utilities, included within their rent. And then from that side, how does expenses look? What are the areas that usually stand out on expenses? Usually we're going to run potentially higher for some of these type of buildings onto these utility plays. What are some opportunities we can do there? And be able to have a conversation with them I'm guiding them with the plan I have in place, but I'm also making sure that they feel that the plan I have can be implemented. You don't want a property management company that just comes on board and just says, yep, we're going to do it as you said, and they can't do your plan because they never agreed to it or never believed in it in the first place. I want their guidance to say, you have a plan here, but the plan now you've set forward, I don't believe it can be accomplished based on X, Y, and Z. And then now you can take your plan as Mr. or Mrs. Investor and rehash it to work within the system, or find another property management company if you don't think that's accurate that can accomplish it. Past that, I'm looking for a property management company that has some form of in-house construction. I don't want to be subbing out every single time I need something. I also look for companies that have real-time data. I want to be able to go into their system and see what's my collections look like, accrual versus cash. What does that look like from that point? What are my open accounts payables? I don't want to have reports coming to me every month into the month after anything's happened, because now this is like turning a large ship here. If you wait too long to find out what's actually happening, where you have to react, you're not able to happen in real time. Well, a lot of things have happened. And it's hard for you to basically unwind the snowball that's built up in this property. So if I'm not finding out to 2 months down the road that I'm having a high water bill because I'm not able to track that, and a property management company is in a dinosaur phase of how they track expenses all on paper, well, then now we're missing out on many things, most notably the income that should be coming to us because we're spending it on high water bill, maybe because of a potential leak or something. That's not only hurting us, it's hurting our investors, it's hurting the opportunity above. And the other thing is when we're doing turns, your two biggest things here are your downtime, being vacant, and your turn cost. So we want to be fluent with the property management company. We actually give the property management company exactly what we look for in turns. So there is no guess. There is no guess. I wonder if they're going to want to replace this fixture. I wonder if they're going to want to replace this stove. We're going to go in there and give them a timeline. So if appliances are past a certain year of life, then ultimately we're going to replace them. A fixture, so let's say fans in it, and when fans break, they happen to break a lot, we're just going to get rid of the fan, and we're going to put in a light fixture. So now get back to this thing with the property management company and think from it. When you're hiring one on, are they the right property management company for you? Do they have the right data for you? Do they have the right system for you? Do they have the right ability to scale with you? Because if you're not asking these questions and you're just hiring any property management company and they're not supposedly doing what you're happy with, well, if you haven't given them guidance, maybe they think they're doing the right thing. So let's turn it always around on ourselves. How can we be better to ask better questions to get ourselves better service? All right, this is Jason. Go out there, make it happen. Let's do this.